Story Spectacular
presents
Sleepy Time Tales.
Tonight's tale is The Emperor's New Leaves. It's Sleepy Time Tales, brought to you by Story Spectacular, the podcast for magical bedtimes and colorful dreams. I'm your host, Angie. Tonight, we will visit a magical kingdom of trees and meet Emperor Elm Tree. Each year, Emperor Elm puts on a dazzling show of color. What color leaves will the elm tree display this year? Let's begin this tremendous tale now. The Emperor's New Leaves. There once was a kingdom of noble trees ruled by the magnificent Emperor Elm. Every autumn, trees from around the forest would put on their finest leaves to attend the Emperor's Fall Fashion Leaf Show. Each year, Emperor Elm Tree would change his leaves and put on a dazzling display of color for all of his royal subjects. One year, he transformed his green leaves to a royal purple. Another year, he displayed blue leaves with silver polka dots. Last year, he outdid himself by changing his leaves to every color of the rainbow. The crowd went wild for that one. The date for this year's fall show was fast approaching. Emperor Elm looked out his tree castle window and thought to himself,
How can I top last year's neon rainbow show? I'm gonna need to come up with the most splendid leaf display those trees have ever seen. I want to wear something that's really gonna knock their sticks off. Say, I have an idea.
Emperor Elm put out a call to his royal army of birds.
Calling all birds, I need you to scour my empire and search the land for the most marvelous pebbles you can find. I want shiny and colorful. The more pizzazz, the better. Fetch them for me at once so I can decorate all of my leaves with beautiful precious stones.
The birds did as the emperor commanded. They combed through the land and carefully searched for the most beautiful stones. The little birds plucked gorgeous tiny pebbles from the ground and carried them in their beaks back to Emperor Elm Tree's palace. Then the emperor assembled his menagerie of seamstress squirrels and couturier chipmunks. The little woodland critters worked tirelessly, attaching the sparkling stones to the emperor's leaves. They used sap to make them stick. After hours of working, attaching thousands of stones, Emperor Elm's ensemble was finally complete.
Just wait till my royal subjects see me in this.
The very next day, noble trees from all around the land gathered for Emperor Elm's leaf show. One by one, they arrived, dressing in their finest attire. Archduchess Ash Tree wore sparkling golden leaves and fanned herself with a branch.
I wonder what the Emperor will show us this year.
The Duchess remarked to the Grand Duke Oak Tree, who wore leaves of vivid orange.
I don't know how the Emperor could possibly top last year's display of color. Those neon rainbow leaves from last show were just so splendiferous.
Mademoiselle Maple Tree arrived next, wearing an ombre of dazzling colors. Amber yellow, monarch orange, and ruby red leaves covered all of her branches.
I can't wait to see what Emperor Elm Tree will wear.
The spectator trees all settled into their places and eagerly watched and waited for Emperor Elm to appear. The royal quartet of shrubs rapped on their drums with sticks as the castle gate slowly swung open to reveal Emperor Elm Tree covered with sparkling stones on all of his leaves. The dazzling stones glittered like sequins.
Wow! Amazing! This leaf display is sensational!
The crowd cheered and the emperor chuckled to himself.
I knew this would wow them. No tree has ever looked as good as me.
The emperor began to spin and dance to the music. He waved his branches so they shimmered and sparkled. His crowd of royal tree subjects erupted with applause.
Magnificent! Outstanding! So splendiferous!
Emperor Elm was so excited by the crowd's response. He wanted to show off even more. He cued the quartet to play the music faster, and the emperor began to shake and shimmy wildly to the music. As he did, his stone-covered leaves began to shake off his branches. They were so heavy from the weight of all the pebbles, and his shimmying and shaking caused them to fall off in rapid succession. Before he realized what was happening, all of the emperor's leaves had fallen off. The crowd was shocked. Emperor Elm Tree now stood before them with his branches completely bare. Everyone grew silent. Nobody knew how to respond to this royally embarrassing debacle. Then a young little magnolia tree began to giggle.
The Emperor Tree has no leaves.
The crowd burst out laughing. They couldn't hold in their chuckles. The emperor was so mortified. Here he was in front of his entire kingdom, wearing no leaves at all, and they were all laughing at him. His whole tree life, no one had ever laughed at him. Their giggles and chuckles grew louder now. They hooted and hollered and clapped their branches together.
This is the funniest show I've ever seen. Great job, Emperor. What an amazing surprise.
Emperor Elm wondered to himself.
Did they think I meant to do this? It actually does feel pretty nice to make the crowd laugh. And after all, I'm still the center of the show.
The emperor started to laugh too.
That's right. I meant to do this all along, everyone. I wanted to leave you stunned and spellbound. Well, you royally succeeded, Your Highness.
The crowd laughed and cheered for Emperor Elm. All the trees agreed that this year's show was the best one of all. And so it went down in history. The end. Story Spectacular is written and hosted by Angela Ferrari. Hey parents, if you enjoyed tonight's fashionable tale, you may purchase some spectacular apparel of your own on my Redbubble store. I have created some fabulous designs inspired by Story Spectacular. Designs that can be printed on clothing for adults and kids as well. You can also have these Story Spectacular designs printed on stickers, mugs, tote bags, and more. Go to storyspectacular.com/shop and click on any design you like. From there, you will be directed to my Redbubble shop and see the full selection of products. It's a great way to support the show and find a spectacular gift for the story lover in your life. Thank you so much for listening along to Sleepy Time Tales 2. Sleepy Time Tales.